Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? I was hitting with body punching. I heard him actually he was crying there. You were saying that Gibbs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
So you knew you had him by that time. Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
Production.
Making women's justice.
Let's go, champ. This is the champ. Keep saying the champ. With the same champ. With Holly, Riley, let's go. ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the champs of the podcast. Yes, ThaBoxingvoice.com. We are back with another spontaneous, immediate reaction show. Today, breaking news. Manny Pacquiao finally comes out and addresses the Terence Crawford criticism, the rumors. Manny Pacquiao laid out his demands, ladies and gentlemen, and he says he's willing to fight the young, gifted Terence Crawford. But he has a list of demands, and we will be giving you those. So if you're interested in this is something that you want to talk about, something you feel you want to participate in, well, then you know the number 1-425-569-5241 is the number to call. Press 1 just once if you want to voice your opinion on the Voice of the People hotline. We're going to take calls, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to add us if you want to speak to us internationally by adding Nestor Gibbs on Skype. Without any further ado, we're going to head on over to the Sunshine State for the prognosis of the good doctor. Boxing MD, what's going on, brother? I know you want to sit in on this. We're going to head on over to the Sunshine State. Boxing MD, what's going on?
Is that a fair statement to make? You have to be honest with yourself.
Well, it looks like Manny Pacquiao is serious coming back after his, second retirement. So I'm glad to see him, wanting to take on Terence Crawford. And I joked earlier with Ness. I go, is it going to be, is it at 8 figures? Obviously, that means $100 million or more. And $20 million to me is a very reasonable amount of money, which means that this fight could actually happen next year. So I'm optimistic, to say the least.
Off first glance, it may sound reasonable, but the way that the pay-per-view numbers have been trending for the sport of boxing, can they generate that $20 million? But let's head on over to California, not for Steven, but for our editor, Matthew Hunter. Matt, what's going on, brother?
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to another edition of the Boxing Voice. MD, I'm here, man. You can't duck me anymore.
the social media rivalry between the good doctor and Matthew Hunter. Listen, Matt has issues with everybody, right? We were just talking off air about his issues with Paulie Malignaggi. But another off-air conversation.
What is it called? SJW hashtag?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Another conversation we were having off-air. MD wasn't privy. He was a little late. I called Bob Arum because of this, obviously this offer or these details pertaining to the demands of what Manny Pacquiao feels he is going to require in order to make a fight with one Terence Crawford, who is the WBC and WBO lightweight champion. Now, there weren't any particulars. The interview was with the Manila News, and it was with Michael Kuntz, the advisor of Manny Pacquiao. So obviously everything that we are discussing is based off the quotes of the advisor of Manny Pacquiao. So that wasn't enough for me, right? I wanted to know a little more. So I called Bob, but unfortunately he was in the middle of watching a football game. What fucking football game is on today? It is Monday.
College football.
Rose Bowl.
There you go. I asked him because I wanted to do it live, obviously. So I'm like, hey, you got a couple minutes in about 20 or 30. He's like, I'm watching a football game. I'm like, well, look, I need to know really quick, at least before you hang up, is this feasible? Is this 20 million doable to get Crawford in the ring? And Crawford and Pacquiao in the ring together. And immediately he said he wasn't gonna, get into that for me to call him back, because he said he knew nothing of it. But pressed a little more. He said he read the headlines, but he hasn't spoken to anyone. So to call him back tomorrow, he's watching football. So it's all good. At least we have that, right? And we know that Bob has already seen what Kuntz has said, and if it was something that wasn't doable, he would have said $20 million is a lot of money. Bob, he doesn't hold back, regardless how much of information he wants to lead to believe that he knows about the situation. I think if 20 was an outrageous number, he would have said that. I also have off air was speaking to Matt to see could he get any pay-per-view numbers and or guarantees for Pacquiao in the past. MD, I know you were doing some research for this yourself. What were you guys able to come up with in terms of previous purses and guarantees for Pacquiao?
I'll let Matt go into the details of the numbers, but I know one thing, that Manny Pacquiao is not. I have a background. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Manny Pacquiao is not happy with the pay structure that he's getting right now with the percentages, because he's getting paid even with the Floyd fight, but generally with pay-per-view percentages. And he didn't make a lot of, I don't know if it's public, and you could, I guess, fact check that, but I don't know if it's public how much money he made against Vargas, which did, in the 300,000 pay-per-view range, right? So he didn't make a lot of money. He didn't make anywhere near $20 million, according to Bob Arum. So I think Manny Pacquiao wants a guarantee, which up front is a risk for a promoter, right? And in other words, like, he might not make the 20 million back or whatever Terence Crawford has to pay, in addition to the money that it costs to promote this fight. So I still think $20 million is reasonable, because I think that this pay-per-view could do much more than Vargas, because Terence Crawford is obviously a bigger threat, and I think is a bigger name than Jessie Vargas.
Quickly, I think the more apt comparison would be a Timothy Bradley in the first fight, because Timothy Bradley was an undefeated fighter. He was coming up from 140, similar to sort of what Crawford is doing. Vargas had a loss on his record. It's a little bit different. And in that fight, Manny Pacquiao had a disclosed purse of $26 million per Bob Arum, a guaranteed purse, of $26 million per Bob Arum. And compare that to the third fight with Timothy Bradley, Manny Pacquiao got a guaranteed purse of $7 million. So his numbers have gone up and down per the fight, usually determined on whether the fight's going to be big. The first Bradley fight did almost 900,000 pay-per-view buys. The Jessie Vargas fight, like you said, MD, did 300,000 pay-per-view buys. So the guaranteed purse usually is geared towards whether the fight's going to be big or not. Now, I think that determines what you think about this current offer. If this fight is closer to a 700,000 pay-per-view buy, a 900,000 pay-per-view buy, then 20 million guaranteed is perfectly fair for Manny Pacquiao. If you think it's more of a 300,000 pay-per-view buy, then you probably think that 20 million is too much.
Where do you put this one at? What's your guesstimation?
I think this does over 500,000 pay-per-view buys. I think this does easily better than Jessie Vargas. I don't know if it does as good as the Timothy Bradley, the first fight, mainly because I don't think Manny Pacquiao is that star anymore. I just don't see it. I don't think the casuals still care about Manny Pacquiao as much. And I'm not talking about casual boxing fans. I'm talking about casual sports fans, because casual sports fans make a pay-per-view go from 500,000 pay-per-view buys to 900,000 to 1 million. Is the casual sports fan. It's the person that watches football every Sunday and maybe watches one boxing fight a year. It's that person you're trying to gear towards. And I don't know if this necessarily crosses over anymore.
Definitely does better than Jessie Vargas, because Jessie Vargas really couldn't sell anything himself. I don't know where the Jessie Vargas fans came out of the blue, I guess because they wanted to see Pacquiao win. Maybe they based on that him being a Mexican-American, but Jessie Vargas is by no means comparison. What obviously in the ring as far as threat or in, you know, his name, because Terence Crawford is on the verge of being a superstar. Jessie Vargas never had that opportunity. So I think that the way that Bob Arum promotes fights, Terence Crawford, if promoted properly, which he's been doing well, could give him big leverage. I see it doing like 700,000. Not to that million mark, because Manny Pacquiao has lost luster. But I mean, let's just put this in context. Like, if Manny Pacquiao somehow beats Terence Crawford, I mean, maybe Floyd Mayweather gets out of retirement, because that talk will start happening. That talk will happen regardless. I mean,
yeah, the talk will definitely happen, but you tell me. Floyd's already, you know, been going the route of I'm retired, I'm staying retired, I'm good, I'm well off. You know, if Pacquiao all of a sudden goes,
but nobody's talking about that though right now.
Yeah, I understand, but if Pacquiao all of a sudden goes from his perception being declined to all of a sudden being able to beat Terence Crawford, who again is a unified champion at 140. Everyone, you know, has given him the A++ on eye tests. He's proven all that he's proven. I mean, I don't think that would really would the talk start? Yeah, but I don't know. Would Floyd come out? I mean, Floyd himself has warned Crawford in the media to not think that because he did what he did to Pacquiao that Crawford could do it.
Yeah, I just think it's different. Like, I hear what you're saying, and conventional wisdom thinks that way, but I think Floyd does have an ego, which is not necessarily a bad thing when it comes to boxing. But I think that the amount of people that will be pushing, let's just say hypothetically, Manny Pacquiao looks phenomenal against Terence Crawford, which is a tall task. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I think there will be some, and I don't know what Manny Pacquiao would look like in a rematch against Floyd, but I think there would be some credence behind that, saying maybe Manny Pacquiao still has it, and maybe if they fought again, he would give Floyd a better fight. I don't know. I think that would have mainstream attention.
No, I mean, if he beats Crawford, you know that the chatter is going to start, because, you know, Crawford's slick and he's black, so they're obviously going to make that comparison.
Yeah, he's actually slick, right, unlike Bradley.
Hold on, the comparison is right, but I think that saying that the chatter will start is different than saying that it has any credibility. Because I think most of us agree that we think Floyd Mayweather's actually retired. We don't think Floyd Mayweather's coming back.
But most of us agree that given the right amount of money or the right fight, he will come back. I mean, it's money. It's the right business. I believe you don't agree. You're shaking your head. They can't see that.
I think that Floyd is done. I just see it, because everyone thinks Floyd has always done something that people say he will not do. In a sense, you know, Floyd has always gone against public perception, and if the public perception is, oh, he's going to take the Manny Pacquiao rematch because of the money, then I think because Floyd Mayweather is such an egotistical person, so OCD, that I think he will not take the fight because everyone is telling him to take the fight. That's my personal perception and armchair psychologist of Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, but how could you say that Floyd Mayweather goes against everybody's, I guess, the pressure because he fought Pacquiao? So people were telling him to fight Pacquiao. So if he
5 years later, 5 years later,
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying that you cannot say that the public pressure eventually doesn't have some way. And like I said, I think if the entire sports media, right? People like Stephen A. Smith, I know he doesn't know shit about boxing. I know people think Max Kellerman's biased. When these people start talking about Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, listen, Terence Crawford is a good fucking fighter. I'm not like, originally I thought that maybe I'd favor Pacquiao, but the more I think about it, I think he would have an uphill battle against Terence Crawford at this point of his career. But what I'm saying is that I think that the amount of attention Pacquiao could get in the boxing community if he beats Terence Crawford would be phenomenal, because he's no Jessie Vargas.
But within the boxing community is different than making 1 million pay-per-view buys. Like, those are two very separate demographics.
I'm not talking about pay-per-view buys. I'm talking about getting Floyd Mayweather's attention, because Floyd Mayweather still is in the boxing
Getting
business.
Floyd Mayweather's attention is money, right? You just said it earlier that the way to get his attention is if it's a big money fight. If Manny Pacquiao can't sell pay-per-view worth a damn anymore,
Matt, you're both right. You're both right, because in one hand, you're right. If the Crawford Pacquiao fight isn't big business, it won't entice Mayweather. But MD's also right. If he whoops Crawford ass, the public is going to demand, or, I guess kind of, they're going to come at Mayweather. They're going to be, they're going to be like, yo, give Pacquiao a chance. You only beat him because his shoulder. Look at what he did to Crawford. It's going to go down like that. I like the perception of Crawford now. I think that the perception of Crawford now is greater than what we thought of Bradley back then, even though Bradley was proven, even though Bradley had beaten undefeated Devin Alexander.
It's the eye test, Ness.
Yeah, well,
the eye test.
It's more than the eye test because it's the way that Crawford is beating the guy. See, Bradley was also winning dominantly, but it was ugly. Back then, he was known as a headbutter. It was a little wild. He went down in the Lamont Peterson fight, even though he beat him and he made when he was undefeated, right? He gave him his first loss, but he still went down. See, Crawford's not going down. Crawford isn't wild. Crawford isn't headbutting. Crawford is knocking out. So the perception of Crawford going into a Manny Pacquiao pay-per-view is more dangerous. I think that I'm going to lean towards the MD side and say 700, close to $1 million. I think that they can sell it as a dangerous fight, as Manny Pacquiao, attempting to be great, doing more than what he need to do. Like, I could hear Max Kellerman saying, well, we all know Manny could have fought another Jessie Vargas type and been here, and instead he chose to fight a guy like Terence Crawford. So I could see that happening.
And you cannot forget, and I'm not an expert on the Asian market, but Bob Arum for sure has maximized that realm. So I think whatever cunts and whatever deal they work out with, they're going to make money from there too. So that's a big factor, especially with Manny Pacquiao, right?
Now, here's the details. I'm glad you said that because I was going to open up those phone lines. Remember that number, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 just once. International callers, hit us up by adding Nestor Gibbs on Skype. Here's the dilemma for us boxing fans, MD. They're targeting April. So that means Jose Miguel Cotto versus James Kirkland in February. Then you got...
Nobody's buying that, so continue.
You still got the next month, another pay-per-view with Gennady and Daniel Jacobs.
Yo, who the fuck? Can we just what?
No.
Are you buying that fight, Ness? Are you?
Let's just.
Would you even have a fight? Okay, all right, let's go.
Then you got April. Now, possibly Manny Pacquiao, Terence Crawford, which is a worthy one. And then you got the possibility with Canelo and Chavez, which is still in negotiations. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Senior, saying things are finally starting to sound good. And that would be May. So we're talking about 4 straight pay-per-views for us at 70 a pop at the very least. And we don't know who else might squeeze in there and get another one off. I mean, it's starting to get dangerous to be a boxing fan. Expensive to say the least.
Well, it's a risk on both ends because you have to remember with the pay-per-view model, the promoters are risking as well. So, they're having a pay-per-view, they have to maximize on the buys. But my thing is that nobody's buying the Cotto fight. Let's keep it real. Like, I just don't see, like, when Puerto Rican fans are starting to turn on Cotto and you hear some of them do it, not buy this fight, it's going to do terrible because it's whatever. And I think that the key of manufacturing big fights is to get it done, get tickets out, move on. And as much as the Canelo Chavez fight goes on and on and on, it loses its attention and its media. I mean, think of it this way. Like, I don't know how many tickets Gennady Golovkin, Daniel Jacobs sold, but they have a big head start above the DSG Thurman because they're signed, they have a venue, and they're going to start promoting. So I think this fight could be even bigger than that Canelo Chavez fight if done properly.
Yeah, I guess if done properly, it's good. Listen, Roach was
300,000, right? We talk about how big Canelo is. He's a rising Mexican superstar, right? How much did he do against Liam Smith?
300 plus
290.
Okay, so he did about the same, if not less, than Manny Pacquiao fighting Vargas. Vargas is a nobody. Let's not pretend we had him on the show. He actually canceled, so fuck him, right? Anyways, so what I'm saying is that if we think Canelo could sell big fights with bigger names and whatever, I still think we need to give Manny Pacquiao some credibility because he fucking.
Yeah, but I think that the perception of Canelo is way more luxurious right now than it is of Pacquiao. Like Canelo was
Not
like,
if he takes a big fight. Not if Pacquiao takes a big fight.
you know, it's so strange too because Canelo has a duck on his resume and Pacquiao hasn't ducked no one. Here we are talking about Pacquiao fighting someone.
Never ducked anybody.
Never expect him to fight. Like he doesn't need to take a tough fight with Terence Crawford. And here we are discussing that. $20 million is the guarantee that Pacquiao is seeking in order to get in the ring with Manny Pacquiao versus Terence Crawford. So that's what he wants. Let's open up these phone lines. We're going to Amin. Talk to us.
Yo, what's good, fellas? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Cut it.
Oops.
Yo, I think 20 mil is worth it for Pacquiao. 20 mil is worth it for Terence Crawford, you know what I mean? Because that fight right there is, you know, two ships passing in the night in terms of Terence Crawford beats Pacquiao. I don't think Floyd would fight Crawford, but he might fight Pacquiao. Pacquiao beats Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Because in his mind, you know, he's going to take the smarter fight. There's still a risk for him to fight Crawford, especially if Crawford beats Pacquiao. And if he beats Pacquiao with any sort of, you know, dominance, forget about it. Floyd is never coming out. So, but you know, Pacquiao, he's worth 20 mil to get in the ring with Crawford. Now, if Pacquiao gets 20, how much is Crawford supposed to get? Should Crawford get at least 7? And this is the same question we have.
Hell no. Jesse Vargas got $2.8 million. So
Yeah, no, but
I'd say more than that.
No, but Bradley got like 6 for the first fight. So you gotta give Crawford's gotta come somewhere between 3 and 6, man.
How much did Crawford make his last fight against Molina?
One something, right? Or 800 or something. I don't know, something like that. I know listen, it's a regular HBO fight. It's not gonna be more than $1 million or not that much more than $1 million.
Bradley got in the last fight with Manny Pacquiao $4 million guaranteed. You don't think that Terence Crawford is at least guaranteed $4 million?
Yeah. He's definitely worth it, man. He's definitely.
And why is $7 million so weird? You know, that's only $3 million more, and he's undefeated.
Only $3 million more. That's a
champion.
$3 million is a lot of money.
I still think it's doable. I still think it's doable because again, Bradley, when he first got the first Pacquiao fight, Matt, check that out. I think the first Pacquiao Bradley purse for Bradley was $6 million. So like, if Bradley could get 6, why can't Crawford get 7?
Well, I guess maybe if Crawford signs a long fight deal like that,
yeah,
I don't know his current contract. That's why Tim Bradley got paid so much, because he had bidders and he took the best offer, which was Top Rank.
Yeah, but remember that Bradley only sold 2,000 tickets over there in West whatever, where he's from in the desert. You know what I mean? Crawford has actual ticket sales. Like Bob would have to pay him well because he is not a franchise, but he's a brand.
But if Matt says that the last guarantee for Tim Bradley was $3 million, do you think they're going to give him 4?
Yeah.
4? What, you really think they're going to give him 7? Like, I just think it seems a little bit high.
Of course, because listen, Bradley already suffered some losses. The luster in him is going down. Listen, his stock is going down, unfortunately, but Crawford is on the way up. His star is going up. So of course, Crawford. Come on, MD. Anyway, let's find out from the streets. All right, guys, there goes the question. Is Crawford worth $7 million? And this is a hypothetical because obviously Bradley got 6.
No, that's not the question. Is he worth it? Could they pay him $7 million to fight Pacquiao? That's the real question.
Oh, well, we can't get into that, MD, because it would be the same discussion with Gennady and Jacobs when they were negotiating. They can't pay those purses that these fighters want, but these fighters still want what they want.
I hear what you're saying, but like, I think Crawford's worth $7 million because I think Crawford is one of the futures in the sport of boxing. So I think he's worth it.
I mean, Crawford sells what, 8 to 11, 12,000, 13,000 in his hometown. They would definitely put this fight in Vegas.
He's young, he's active, and he's phenomenally talented. I see a lot of upside with him. He just doesn't have
Here's a curveball. In order to pay Crawford the 7, right? Because our discussion or debate right now is, can they pay Crawford 7 and Pacquiao 20? Here's the solution. We take him to Macau. Shimming's on the undercard. Would Crawford take it in Macau, or would you guys mind it in Macau?
I mean, you have to do the cross analysis of what they predict it having a hit on domestic pay-per-view sales versus over there. So again, I'm not an expert at that. It'd be entirely speculative, but I mean, would Crawford be willing to? The real question is, do you think Crawford would be willing to travel to China?
Hold
I know.
on.
And then
It will take a huge hit in domestic pay-per-view. It always has. Putting a fight in other markets than the U.S. and making a pay-per-view always has a hit. That's
You say that, but they've never taken the risk. Like the
Brandon Rios. The Brandon Rios fight was.
Yeah, but Rios
Brandon Rios
is in Crawford, man.
Yeah, but that pay-per-view, hold on, I have it right here. For Brandon Rios was almost 500,000 pay-per-view.
And that was coming off Manny Pacquiao getting knocked out.
Yeah.
Because Bob Arum knows how to promote, and he made people believe that Brandon Rios has the power to knock him out again. So people bought that shit.
But you put that fight in the U.S. and Texas or something like that, that does 600,000 pay-per-view.
No.
It will do more.
You're speculating 100%. What I'm saying is that we have no idea because you can't compare it directly because it's only been that one fight with, and like you said, it did 500,000. That was after Manny Pacquiao getting knocked out. So,
but again, that was that was in what year?
Just because
that was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, pay-per-view industry was completely different. Like we have to admit that.
The discrepancy between these thumbs up and the amount of live viewers is just insane. I can't believe that we have to stop the show just to remind you to hit the thumbs up button. Jesus. Listen, let's open up these phone lines. We've talked enough. A lot of people out here. I mean, you all done. I know we basically phone jacked you again. We do that around these parts. All right, then. Let's go to Donald, who's back. This is like your third dosage here, right, Donald?
Hey, look, I don't never get enough because, like I said, personally, there's really nobody that has the output and the knowledge of what you have. I mean, outside of the 3 minutes that y'all give, I could probably call y'all on another day and probably listen on the phone with y'all for like 20 minutes. But the Terence Crawford and Pacquiao, I love that fight. Like, we need that for Crawford because, you know what? This is the thing, and I heard you already talking about that. Like, Pacquiao, he's giving a 20 for the simple fact that Crawford's going to beat him. We might even be looking at a stoppage. Seriously, all bullshit aside, let's keep it real right here. You could be looking at a stoppage for Pacquiao, for Crawford to probably stop him. And that would be amazing for Crawford to have that on his resume. And also, Crawford, give him 7. Give him 7. He deserves it because he's way hotter than Bradley is. So he does deserve that. And then when they were talking about, if Pacquiao looks, if he beats Crawford and he looks good, would Mayweather come out and fight him? Yeah, Mayweather will come out and fight him, but Mayweather would not come out and fight Crawford if Crawford even beats Pacquiao by decision or even a stoppage. So I think that's something that Crawford should definitely try to push for to get that name on his resume because we know that Pacquiao will get beat. The only way I would even give Pacquiao any the only way I would kind of think that Pacquiao could maybe beat Crawford is if Pacquiao would have stopped Vargas. But he didn't, and he's okay against him.
Okay, so Donald, you said that it's a given in your mind that he's going to, beat Pacquiao and maybe stop him, which is not obscene because a lot of people believe that, right? If they could only afford to pay him 5 and the fight's not made because of it and you think he's deserved 7, do you think that it would be stupid for him not to take the 5?
No, I was actually the number that I was thinking in my mind when you guys brought it up. I was thinking Crawford should get 4 or 5. That he should accept nothing less than 4 for that fight. Honestly, because
no. Double standards. He better accept 4, right? The way that people said Danny Garcia, who's done more than Crawford, better accept 4 for Pacquiao.
I don't, you know what? I don't believe that bullshit because Crawford will fucking stop Danny Garcia. That's bullshit. So I'm just saying for the sake of Terence Crawford's resume and to have that name, if he can't get more than 4, I would say take it for 4. But if not, yeah, you deserve that 7, Crawford, But if you can't get 7, don't take less than 4 to get that fight, to get that name on your resume, because it does you justice to have a win against Pacquiao,
And do you also think that if somehow Manny Pacquiao beats Terence Crawford, because the more I think about it, the more I agree. I don't see it possible that Manny Pacquiao could win. I really don't, because how he looks against counter punchers. Terence Crawford is in a different animal versus anybody who's fought recently, other than Floyd, and he's different than Floyd. But if Manny Pacquiao beats him, is this not the second coming of Pacquiao? Like, seriously, like he could fight for another 5 years. I mean, or not 5 years, 5 fights, and maybe be highly accomplished and have a late run in his career. But I just don't see it.
I think that if Pacquiao beat Crawford, it would be an upset. It would be an upset. It really depends. Not an upset, but it depends on the fashion and how he does it. That would indicate some sort of 5-fight resurgence, the way that you're talking about. Listen, let's go back out to these phone lines. Remember, international callers, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. We're going to, we got some alumni coming back for multiple dosages of that TBV.
I told y'all a long time ago, the Kirkland will go down 3 rounds.
Right hand, down goes Kirkland. Strap me up. Next, I got milk, baby.
Yeah, the milkman is back. Listen, man, I'm going to be the first one to say it tonight. I'm not interested in that fight, man. I'm not interested in Crawford versus the Pac-Man. When I think about Pacquiao, when I think about the Pac-Man, illustrious career, been to the top of the mountain. For me, that story is not interesting anymore. Pacquiao's story does not compel me to shell out pay-per-view money.
What about Crawford's story?
Lord. Yeah, but I don't. For me, Pacquiao being the his dancing partner, it doesn't get me excited, man. When Pacquiao lost to Mayweather, he made all kind of excuses about the shoulder and shit being hurt. So.
Go ahead, keep crying, Mr. Negative. Find another way to say that Terence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao is not a good fight.
No, it's a good fight, but you know, after a while, man, you get tired of being sold something, right? So Pacquiao had a hurt shoulder. He put it in salt water. All right, we expected him to come back like the old Pac, right? Instead, he's going 12 rounds with guys who, in the past, he would have beat. So what I'm saying is the Pacquiao that destroyed De La Hoya, that destroyed Cotto, that broke Margarito's orbital bone, that beat Shane Mosley, that guy's gone. All right?
I do my best, but my best wasn't good enough.
I think that vicious mentality's gone, but I don't think the talent's gone, because I still see him soundly beat Tim Bradley and do Jessie Vargas easily. Like,
it's only boxing fans, MD, that are this fickle. I mean, the man beat a pound-for-pound fighter last year and a once undefeated up-and-coming WBO champion in Jessie Vargas.
I thought it was easy for him. Some people
easy.
Yeah, it was easy. He was in cruise control the whole night. It was an easy fight for him. He dropped him down when he wanted to. That's what it was. He took no risks and easily beat him.
And what I'm saying is, I'm not taking that away from Pat. He's still a great fighter. For me, his story is just old right now. I can't keep watching the same shit. The reason I started watching Pacquiao in the past, because he was a fucking phenom, man. Now he's a really good fighter that can still beat a lot of guys, but he isn't what he used to be. So that's not interesting to me.
How do you think that felt in the 1980s or 70s with Muhammad Ali when he was a phenom and then he got beat? You know what I'm saying? Like fighters have like ups and downs in their career. Like, and what I'm saying is, like, I think minimally you could give Terence Crawford his story because it's a good fight. The real question is, would you buy Cotto Kirkland or Chavez Canelo over this fight?
You don't even have to include those fights.
Yes.
You don't have to include.
Ness, let him answer.
He
said yes.
You said yes already, but you don't have to include those fights, MD, because you said it best, right? It's even if you don't believe in Pacquiao's story anymore, even if that's bored you because they sold it to you and shelled it to you so many different times, Crawford getting an opportunity at this version of Pacquiao now is still something great for him. He will be moving up. You know, look how great we think he is, that right away we're saying if Pacquiao beats him, you know, he's all the way back and Mayweather should fight him. And we're talking about a guy moving up one division to face what's supposed to be a legendary fighter. So, you know, this is a big fight if it happens. $20 million is some decent money. Like I said, we spoke to Bob off air. You know, he didn't want to go into detail about it because he said he was watching his football game, but he definitely didn't say it wasn't feasible. So that is a good thing. Milkman, let me get to some other callers. We're going to go to Joey all the way in Indiana. Joey, talk to me.
Yo, what's up, Ness? Hey, I got a few points here. If I'm Crawford, I think they're going to give him between, like you said, maybe 3 to 7 million. And if I'm his team, and I know y'all laughed at me when I said this before, but if Pacquiao's getting 20, I'm at least requesting for that fight to be in Omaha. You think that's a possibility if he's taking the 3 to 5 million?
Zero possibility.
20. What does he care if it's in Omaha?
Zero possibility.
You're right about.
There's no way they could generate gate revenue.
Why not? All they got to do is change the ticket prices. People are still going to fly out. If you're
You really think so, Ness?
If you're going to fly to Vegas, why won't you fly to Omaha?
So can you repeat that? Can you repeat that phrase again? That statement.
I mean, if you're a fight fan, MD, you're flying there for the fight. You're flying to see Pacquiao.
Omaha, Nebraska. Like, it's not a bad. I'm sure it's not a bad city. I'm just saying it's hard to.
No, it doesn't make any sense. I know it doesn't.
No sense.
But because Crawford does sell those tickets, I'm sure they could open up an even bigger stadium. Remember, see, the difference between Pacquiao and Mayweather is Pacquiao's always open to big business.
Well,
he's open to stadiums and things like that.
Well, they don't have. I don't know what type of facilities they have out there. Obviously, they have football stadiums that are bigger, but it's cold as fuck up there. So it would have to be seasonal. In April, it's too cold up there. So I don't know if they have a big venue. And the venue that they would have to have, it would have to house, I don't know, the biggest venue, maybe 20,000 at the most. No way.
My thing is,
it's not feasible. They don't have the facilities out there.
All right. But this is the counter question then. If it's not feasible for Pacquiao to do it over there, which obviously sounds moronic, I understand, but how many tickets you think that Crawford is going to sell if this fight goes to Vegas? His fandom isn't going to follow. Those 11,000 are definitely not going to go to fucking Vegas.
Right. But I think they could afford to take the economic hit because I doubt those tickets in Omaha are that expensive. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's it's really good, the fact that they built a hometown fan like that. But I think that Omaha is not one of these cities that has enough financial means to generate money for a big fight.
Well, there you go, Joey. What else you got for us?
Yeah. That's how often do we talk about that?
I got one more point. I got one more point with the pay-per-view buys, man. And this is something that I just recently found out. If you go, anytime a pay-per-view fight comes on, you go to Facebook, there's over about 5 to 10 people streaming the pay-per-views live. I mean, and when you go and click on the Facebook stream, there's about 60 to 70,000 people watching that stream. I don't see pay-per-view numbers ever getting back up to that, 5 to, even close to 1 million anymore. I mean, it's just too many. It's so easy to stream fights. You got the Cody, you got the Fire Stick, and you go to Facebook and you can watch it. I think that's why the Ward fight, struggled so bad.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know because other pay-per-views don't struggle, right? Like, McGregor still sells. I'm pretty sure Rousey's numbers are going to come out. They're still good. Mayweather still sold 500,000 with fucking Berto. Canelo still sold 300,000 with Liam.
But it's also important to note that the technology policing these, Joey, these people who are illegally streaming this, it's much harder for the old means to stream sites. Like, you have to keep advancing the ways to illegally stream sites, right? So this Facebook thing is new. You're going to tell me in a few years or a few months even that won't be fixed somehow.
I mean, you crazy.
Hold on,
you're going to contact Facebook and have them stop that shit immediately. Listen, Facebook is tied with Instagram. You can't even put a song on Instagram without being flagged. Pretty soon that shit will be flagged as well, just like the streams, unless you got Tiger Stream. You were saying
really quickly, the UFC spends a lot of money to get rid of piracy, basically.
Yeah,
boxing promoters like Bob Arum and Al Heyman, they can't do that. They don't have the money for it.
That shit doesn't work because I was watching the Rousey fight on my Tiger stream this weekend, chilling.
Yeah, but Tiger Stream, that's a big investment. Most people aren't willing to spend. If you're willing to invest in a Tiger Stream, you're probably willing to pay for some pay-per-views. It's a lot of money. Tiger Stream.
That shit was fucking HD. Talk to me, Joey.
The last point. Okay, now if Manny gets the $20 million, you guys got to help me out with this. Does Bob pay him all that, or will HBO get back in the picture and pay for some of that $20 million? Is that what Bob?
If it's pay-per-view, Joey. If it's pay-per-view, it is all on Bob Arum and Top Rank. It is not on HBO.
Yeah.
If it's on HBO, World Boxing Championships or whatever, then it's on HBO. Most of it's on HBO.
And the only difference of being attached to HBO or being free like it was last time is that HBO could put up some money for the promotion and the venue and other things, because they get a kickback, obviously.
Yo, let me just clear something up. No, I'm not watching UFC, but let me tell you how this happened. It was a very sad.
Yes, you could admit it. It's okay.
No, I'm about to admit it, weirdo. Let me finish. It was a sad moment, MD. Earlier in the day, my girl said whatever, she's gonna go out with the girls, whatever. I don't know. I didn't even know that going out with the girls this days and age means going to a bar to watch Ronda Rousey. So
do we need Jeffrey for her name? Jeffrey?
No,
we don't.
So she hits me up and she's like, "Oh, do you know somewhere we could watch it? We can't find it. This, that, and the third. We went to this bar. They don't have it." And I'm like, "No, I don't fucking watch that garbage." And she's like, "What about Tiger Stream? And I'm like, "No, because I got it in my room because I use it so frequently. I got it set up in my room with Ethernet cable and everything. I don't have it set up in the living room downstairs and shit." So I had to run a 50-foot Ethernet cable from my office to downstairs, and we set it up and we watched this. I mean, it was serious, like for real. Hashtag Tiger Stream. I'm not even fucking joking. It was so clear. I watched the whole fight. Damn, Amanda Nunes is one ugly chick. I'm sorry to tell you, bro.
Hey, she's beautiful, damn it. Okay, don't you say that.
Yeah. Why, yo, and Clarissa Shields is a dime piece? Come on, come on.
Clarissa Shields Clarissa is definitely at least sexier than Amanda. Amanda is butch, bro. No. What the fuck you mean? Nah, she's butch.
I'm not even
gonna start with this. I'm too.
Would you stick your dick in either one of them?
I'm too bleeding heart liberal.
So continue.
Listen,
no, you wouldn't. So let's
I'm not going to answer that question.
You kept it real, and you don't want to keep it real. So I know the answer to that.
I'm not going to answer that because that's those are people that at least Clarissa is someone that I'm going to see. That would be fucking ridiculous.
It was a hypothetical question. I said,
I mean, well, hypothetically, yeah, then. Fuck. You know what I mean? Not the other one looks rough, bottom line. Anyway, the point is, it was a sad day.
But she's a lesbian anyway, so you don't even know.
Check it out. The point is, it was a sad day because my girl was attracted to a sport that wasn't boxing. And it was because of this female. Thank God she got that ass whooped. That's what you get for glorifying that chick, right? But like it hurt, and it's like, damn, because who can do that for boxing, right? Like, what female, let alone male, can do that? Where women, it was 3 women. She brought 3 women to my house who wanted to see this fucking fight. Like, when do you see packs of? Not since the days of De La Hoya do you see packs of 3 women looking for bars that's playing a pay-per-view. If you're watching this, can we get you to hit that thumbs up? And I just don't understand the amount.
This is the genius of a sport.
Thumbs up.
This is a genius of a sport that you love to hate, but you can't look at it and say, damn, I wish boxing didn't apply these types of media or this type of marketing, because yes, they have a monopoly, which is a big difference, but you understand it was the perfect person for the perfect storm who wasn't even that good. It was just, she was matched perfectly. It was the right.
MD.
No. Just let me explain this. It's not an MMA talk.
She's an Olympic bronze medalist.
I don't give a fuck.
You just said an Olympic bronze medalist is not good. A woman that beat Kat Zingano, Misha Tate, Alexis Davis, Sarah Kaufman, Liz Carmouche, all within the span of 5 minutes combined.
I've seen people with mental disabilities have better
ignorant rant about Ronda Rousey.
Matt, I know that you're into that sport, and
we're not talking about that.
No, hold on. I know that you're into that sport, and she does all this judo and arm bar locks and all that shit.
Judo that only works with a fucking key.
Yo, with the eyes, the same 3 women that she attracted to my house and to be on a bar hunt were disgusted because she didn't look like, we talk about eye tests out here, right? And she didn't look like she could fight. The way that she was receiving the shots, she literally didn't even know where they were coming from. For her to even think she had a stand-up game. If I was her, I would have started the fight laying on my back.
Ness, I know you don't watch a lot of UFC, but like that's not the whole package because you saw that fight before, right? You saw that shit before? Did it look anything like you saw in that one fight? What I'm saying is, my point is that you managed to take that woman who you saw what the fuck happened and get your wife who doesn't watch any of this shit, who probably doesn't even, or your girlfriend who doesn't watch any of this shit to do this. The point I'm saying is you have to look at some of the things they're doing and say, wow, the UFC gets how to market fighters. But
you're right about that, MD. You're
in boxing, but in boxing, there's not a woman right now that could take that role.
There's not a man that can do that.
I just want all our boxing fans to know these are the 2, social MMA fans, right? So I want to see UFC do that now with Amanda. I bet you they can't. And I'm going to say it.
They're going to pull the LGBT card. Watch it, Ness.
Not pretty enough.
100%. No. Okay.
I want to see them turn her into Ronda Rousey.
No. It won't be at that level. Level.
Exactly.
But she was the first. She was a pioneer in that regards.
Yeah, well, there's always one of something. Anyway, let's get back out to these callers. We got 614. You're live on TBV. Who's this? Where you calling from?
Jay Will, what's good, man?
Jay Will, man. Sorry, no producer today, man. We're gonna teach Matthew the ropes. So these off days, we get these names and numbers right. But talk to us, man. Manny Pacquiao wants that $20 million to get in there with Crawford.
Yeah, man. I'm about to go ahead and kill this right quick, man. With the whole and Terence Crawford gets $6-7 million. I mean, how they're gonna pay? Is HBO gonna come in and help out and all this? Look, man, get out of here with all that, man. Terence Crawford is a dog. So he ain't want to even argue about that. Number one, we never heard about him arguing about money for negotiations. He's just talking about you sign, I'm ready to get in the ring with you. So I don't think we got to worry about that when it comes to Terence Crawford. That's number one. Number two, people who saying, I guess, Terence Crawford's going to stop Pacquiao and all this, that, and the third, and it's a guarantee win. I don't see how, he's such this big underdog. I'm gonna remind y'all some things, man. I mean, the best. Now, I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm TMT. Mayweather is probably number 1, number 2 of all time. That man got in there with Mayweather, and Mayweather said before the fight, all these technical flaws that he has, the way he comes in a straight line, he about to pick them apart. And he did the first 2 rounds, but then when Pacquiao took it to a different level, Mayweather started skating around that ring on some old, I got to dip and dodge. And he had to literally pick him apart. He couldn't really stand a fight with Pacquiao, and he knew that.
That's adjusting.
And his dad said, you scared of it.
That's adjusting.
It's adjusting, but it's also respecting the talent that you got in there with you. That's what he did. So that's what y'all need to really relax on saying how Terence Crawford's going to get in there and stop that, man. When one of the best fighters that ever fought couldn't do it.
Whoa. We never said stop. We said, what if he stops him? Or what if Pacquiao stops Crawford? Does that change the perception of him? Calm down. We ain't say all that.
Oh, okay. I guess I heard some. Well, I guess there was a caller or 2 that said that. And I just want everybody to relax. Where Pacquiao is not somebody who can, you can just really assume that Terence Crawford is going to walk through it. I mean, actually, and then if Mayweather's going to fight him, I'm gonna say if Pacquiao looks too good, no, he's not going to fight him. He's not going to take that risk. He's going to enjoy retirement. But if he looks like he struggles with Terence Crawford, but he gets a split decision, he might come out and do that rematch.
Yeah, but then the money wouldn't be there. That's the whole point. He would have to look good because then there'd be the public wanting to do it. If it was controversial, split decision, people would be like, yo, Crawford beat him. He should be in that Mayweather fight if that was the case. So I think it's –
No, I wouldn't say controversial, but, a split decision, obviously Pacquiao wins. But, I don't think that people would check for a Mayweather-Terence Crawford fight. And we all know Mayweather would not come out of retirement for no Terence Crawford. So he only come out of retirement for Pacquiao. So if Pacquiao looks too good, I don't think Mayweather takes that risk. Because I think that first fight he saw in that first fight that he really don't want no part of him in that second fight. And again, I'm a number one Mayweather fan. And you know what? I want to say this. You can be a fan of somebody, but you can also be objective. Try that out, MD.
What am I not objective about?
And Golovkin, stop it.
No, but what am I say that what do I say that's unfair? I want to know.
Well, he's gonna have to become a boomerang or call back because his time is up. We're going.
Yo, call me out on my bullshit. Just don't generalize. That's your goal in 2017.
407 from the hometown of MD. Talk to us.
Yo, hey, MD, one thing that you do that you need to like stop doing, you don't give Andre Ward any credit. So that's one thing that person can't call you out on bullshit.
For his career or for the fact that I thought he lost the fight? Because I give him a lot of credit for his career. I'm not a hater.
You say he's never fought out of Oakland when he went over and he fought Carl Froch.
One time when he fought a guy overseas.
Other times.
So he's always had home court advantage.
Period. You say he's never fought out of Oakland, period.
When have I said that?
You said it numerous times.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all know that he fought. Okay.
You said it.
So he's a Ness Andre Ward, the road warrior now.
No, Andre Ward, the pound for pound king, is more like it.
Thank you, Ness. All right. One thing I wanted y'all guys all to do when you brought up the MMA. One thing that no one talked about is that she was on the cover of Ring magazine. And she can't box worth a lick. Both times she's lost is because she had no boxing skills. So that's
it's because society needs to jump on it. She's a woman, so it's like, oh my God, she's doing something people don't normally do. So everybody jumped on it. But look, she showed that she can't fight.
Can't, not a lick. When it comes to the Terence Crawford, 20 million seems like a lot. Pay-per-view buys aren't there what it used to be. Especially for boxing, people are still upset about the Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao thing not being there. If I'm Terence Crawford, though, I take the fight. This is the reason why I take the fight even if they don't offer me any money. The reason why I take the fight is, number one, the cash cow in boxing is Canelo. And a lot of people don't talk about this. The reason why Canelo has such a big fan base is that Canelo actually has names on his record that you recognize. In order to get the torch, you have to beat the person with the torch. So if I'm Terence Crawford, I take the fight no matter what they're offering me. Even if it's peanuts, I take the fight.
Well, all right, brother. Let me get to some other callers. Thank you for calling in and giving us your take. We're going to go back to Brooklyn now. From Florida to Brooklyn, Too Tough. Talk to us.
Yeah. What up, y'all? What up? Listen, it's a good fight. I don't know how they would pay both of them $20 million and $7 million because Crawford ain't really that known to the casual fans. Although they wouldn't have no network. Is Crawford signed to HBO?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, and Top Rank.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
So he's signed to HBO. So a fight on pay-per-view, wouldn't that have to be on HBO? Or being that Pacquiao no longer has the HBO contract, they don't need the network?
Oh, no. Pacquiao, listen, this fight will definitely be an HBO pay-per-view. What happened was HBO passed on Pacquiao's previous pay-per-view, but it's not to say that they won't do new business with him. They just wasn't going to spend that other money.
But remember,
hold on. No, just to clarify, everyone.
300,000, and he said he did 300,000. He was like, we did that without a network, without any promotion help. So we really don't need networks anymore. So he said that after the Vargas fight, in regards to Pacquiao.
But listen, Bob is a businessman. Yes, because he's a businessman, and you need that powerhouse. This is a bigger.
The 24/7 will be a movie. Do you understand that Manny Pacquiao is a senator in a fucking drug war right now going on in the Philippines?
They don't do 24/7s anymore.
That's true.
They will. And Terence Crawford has a story. And you know how it works. And I hate to bring this up, but he was just arrested, and that was all over the media, the British media, international media. And especially with Terence Crawford's background, being shot in the head, that the story, based on the clash of different cultures, that this can't be a big fight if it's done properly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's sexy.
It's a good fight. I love it if it happens. I mean, it also, like, for Pacquiao, it might be throwing shade to Floyd too. It's like the end of my career, I fought beasts, I fought champions, I fought pound for pound dudes.
Yeah, but
You
that ain't
fought
gonna
Berto.
mean nothing.
So,
That ain't gonna mean nothing because everyone has always thought that Pacquiao's fought the tougher opposition or at the more relevant time, and it still didn't mean nothing when they got in the ring.
Because Mayweather showed that. No, yeah. Listen, I like the fight. I love the fight. I think Crawford would jump at the chance. Pacquiao, I don't think he would be scared. Like I see people on some social media sites saying that Pacquiao might be afraid to fight Crawford because Crawford will beat him.
Pacquiao is not afraid to fight anybody, man. He went up to fight Margarito that was 154 pounds. I mean, yeah, Pacquiao's not afraid of anybody.
I'm agreeing. I don't think that Pacquiao is afraid to fight anybody. I think it'll be a good fight. I don't know. I would have to see later on. I mean, closer to the fight, who will win, who I will pick for win. I would probably lean toward Crawford now because he just has something in him when he's in the ring. He knows, he sees what a fighter is doing, and he just adapts so well. It's like reminiscent of Floyd, and like being able to adjust to whoever he's in the ring with. Like, you can't really train for Crawford because Crawford is too adaptable to different styles, So, anyway, it's a good fight. Pacquiao's worth $20 million. Crawford's worth whatever, 4 to 5. Listen, and it's kind of crazy that Danny Garcia is getting slack because he asked for something like $5 million to fight Pacquiao, and people are cool with Crawford getting $5 to $7 million when their resumes are. I mean, Garcia's resume is better than Pac, and he got a little bit more fan base than Pac.
Double standard.
Well, to be fair, Terence Crawford has not said that he wouldn't not take $3 million, for example. I'm just saying. So maybe he will. So I think that we're speculating on that, but there is a double standard there. I do hear that.
I'm saying, but there's been a lot of people when the talk of when Broner and Garcia was the picks for Pacquiao to fight after Bradley. I think Broner wanted more than $4 million, and Garcia was saying, like, you got to give me like $5 million or $7 million, and people were like, no. That. They don't deserve that.
Well, it was more that and Too Tough. Let me get to some other callers. The rumored offer was that Danny was offered $4 million and turned it down. So the public was like, "Oh, who does he think he is? $4 million, that's more than he's ever made. He should take that." And now here we are saying that Crawford deserves $7 million. All right, let's get out to more callers.
Hold on, really quickly, Ness, just to clarify earlier when you guys were talking about Manny Pacquiao and his relationship with HBO, he has no further ties with HBO. That doesn't mean he can't do business with them still, like you said, but he has no contract with HBO. They have no exclusive rights to any sort of his fights whatsoever.
I agree, but it doesn't mean that they will not offer him a boatload of money to, not promote, but to do the production on this fight. Listen, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit us up with some thumbs up to show that you're loving this content. Remember, if you want to call in yourself and voice your own opinion on this subject, the number is 1-425-569-5241. International callers, hit us up on Skype. I'm going to go out to
Matt, let me just ask the producer or the editors a question. You said that HBO doesn't do 24/7s because they haven't been doing it, or have they actually said they're not doing it anymore?
I believe who's the new guy in charge? I forget his name, but he actually came out and said they were going to cut back on 24/7s and stuff of that nature.
Yeah, but they still.
Now, I know they have stopped doing them recently. I don't know if that's a mandate by the company, but it seems that it's lining up that they are cutting back drastically on their productions of their own shows.
But it seems like they've still at least been doing one episode, and for certain fights they create some sort of digital content for us. Now everyone that's in queue, I'm getting to you. Don't get restless. We're coming down the line. There's just a lot of callers, so just press 1 only once, and we will get to you. International callers, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. Taino on Skype, talk to me.
Yo, what's popping?
What's up, brother?
Man, I was looking at Terence Crawford's stats, man, and the dude is so accurate with his punches. So if that fight ever gets made and the way that he controls distance and gets better with each and every fight, I mean, you gotta think, is Pacquiao, you know, just trying to cash out for his last fight and just leave, or what? Because I really see him getting knocked out. It's not like Pacquiao has the most supreme defensive skills, and it doesn't take much. I mean, Bradley's not a puncher. People always try to say, well, Bradley is tough, and he hit him and it didn't do anything. And I'm like, okay, well, for whatever reason, Bradley don't know how to twist his hips properly to get the most.
He has short arms.
Punches. And he has, like you said, the short arm thing. But I really think the long extension, like a whip, when Terence Crawford punches, is going to not only keep Pacquiao at bay, but it's going to keep him, like, I think he's going to back up. The people said, no, he's going to keep coming forward like he did in the Marquez, blah, blah, blah. No, he's going to do the in and out, you know, try to jump at angles. But Terence is going to be there first because he's going to throw his jab out there to set up each and every punch. And he's going to stab jab him to the body. And I just don't even see him lasting 8 rounds. I know to the typical boxing fan, because they're so adored, you know, they adore Pacquiao and love him to death. And I'm a big fan of him too, but I think of boxing, you know, technicality, like what's going to happen in the fight. And that's just what I see. I don't see him being able to last that long unless his defensive skills just get, you know, so much better overnight.
Well, let me bring up a technical question. I think the only flaw that I see in Terence Crawford's game is sometimes he looks to get hit, or in between him outside punching range and getting inside punching range, he gets hit sometimes, closing the distance.
Yeah, because you are right about that.
So that's where Pacquiao could have success.
Right. And all I'm trying to just make my point is just, I mean, the 20 million, do you guys really believe that he's worth 20 million at this point in his career? Because I think it should be very equal at this time, because he's the one on his way out and Crawford's the one on his way in. And I understand he brings the international fan base, and he has so many
50,000 pay-per-view buys.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did, unfortunately, 50,000. And people love bringing up pay-per-view numbers of, you know, fighters and it cannot be equal. Maybe, I mean, this is the thing. It's like, this is how the sport works. Like, you have to take less money to beat a guy with a bigger name. And Terence Crawford should be compensated, but it's a win-win for Crawford no matter what. I mean,
yeah, you are right about that.
I don't see him I don't see him losing.
And
yeah. And Manny Pacquiao cashing out, he probably made $20 million in his last 3 fights. Well, besides Floyd Mayweather combined, because he gets percentages, and the pay-per-views have been doing not that well. So I don't know how much money he made his last fight. Maybe $4 million, $5 million, not much more.
He
than
made
that.
over $20 million.
His last fight?
Sorry. No. So I was thinking the Timothy Bradley, the third fight, not the Jessie Vargas fight. My bad.
No, the last one he made very little money.
Yeah,
Bob Arum said in this quote that I have right here, no, he's not earning $20 million. He's earning a lot less than that because he is fighting largely on percentage. So hopefully the Filipinos and the Mexican fans support the fight so he can make $20 million or more. That was in regards to the Jessie Vargas fight. It did 300,000 views. So he could be getting fucked on the principle, because maybe he's only making, like I said, like $6-7 million, because we don't know what the percentages are. Bob Arum has to make his money back. He's a smart businessman.
Listen, Taino, I want to thank you for calling in. That's 1 round. Every caller who participates gets 1 round. We're going to go out to the phone lines. We got some more alumni, I believe.
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you loud and clear. Wood from Baltimore. Talk to us.
Yeah, so what's the deal about Pacquiao getting $20 million? That's what the whole show about, or Crawford? How much money Crawford gonna get?
Well, the show is about Pacquiao coming out and saying he is willing to fight Terence Crawford, but he wants a $20 million guarantee.
Well, he can go fuck himself if he won $20 million. Nobody, where they gonna get $20 million from? Nobody's not gonna pay that amount of money. You know, nobody. How many pay-per-views you think?
Yo, they got $1.2 billion in China. They got $1.2 billion in China. They love Pacquiao.
China is in the Philippines. You know that, right? Like China and Philippines are two different countries.
He has the whole Asian market.
But why nobody haven't been buying his pay-per-views lately?
But they did. What do you mean? What do you mean? He just sold 300,000 with Jessie Vargas off network. No HBO, no Showtime, just Bob Arum, bro. That's power.
And Jessie Vargas is less than Crawford.
Oh yeah.
Oh
well,
shit.
He gonna get that $20 million then.
Yeah, he should.
So that's what we're saying. Well,
you gotta add the Well, you gotta add Jessie Vargas. He's a Mexican, right? You gotta add. What percentage of Mexicans you think bought that pay-per-view?
Very little. It's Jessie Vargas. Nobody gives a shit.
Nah, I think some Mexicans bought it. Come on.
From my little bar experience, and where I saw it was in Virginia Beach, which is a military town. At the bar that I was at, because I did not buy this fucking fight. The bar that I was at, I was with my brothers. There was way more Filipinos.
All right, man. I don't know. Now it's a weird, weird fight right there, man. But I think that's gonna be a pretty good fight, though. But I don't know how many people gonna be. Pretty people gonna buy because that's an interesting fight, man. That's a good fight. I take my head off to Pacquiao if he take that fight, man. That's a pretty good fight.
That's what I said, man. This is a dangerous fight, man.
You trolling Wood with such a change in the voice or nah?
Yeah. I'll take my head off the Pacquiao for taking that dangerous fight, man. I don't know if I will buy. I might even pay for it. I don't even know, man. But it's a good fight, though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. Well, let me get to some other callers, brother. Thank you for calling in. We're gonna go to our boomerang. We haven't heard from him in a while, but it's about that time. So
popping all this champagne, popping all this rosé, getting money like Jose, chain cold, Norway, shorty wants that foreplay. I'm like, no way, gotta rock it like Coldplay, killing it.
Jose, what's up, brother?
Yo, boys, what's going on, boys? What's going on? Happy holidays and happy New Year to you guys. All the best for you guys, man. Just glad to see all this content coming out, man. I just wanted to call in. I just heard you guys. I've been checking the last couple of shows that you guys have put out, and man, so many things I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to once and for all put to rest already the whole 2016 debacle here with Andre Ward not getting the proper credit. I think MD, a lot of people listen to you, they respect your opinion, man. I think you finally got to say, guys, whether I agree with it or not, he won, and as such, man, it being the biggest fight of the year, he deserves Fighter of the Year, man. I think that should come from you. A guy that knows so much about boxing should take that, should take the high road and actually, encourage people to say that. Because truly, at this level of boxing, like, we shouldn't be looking at a fight like Salido and Vargas and thinking that that's the best that boxing has to offer. That's the UFC brand. Like Ness was talking about his girlfriend and her friends wanting to watch, UFC. Of course, man, it's entertaining as hell because you have two people that are just swinging at each other. Boxing isn't chess. I mean, boxing isn't checkers. It's chess, right? It's a thinking man's game. And you won't see that. You'll never see that in boxing where people just pummel the shit out of each other. That's entertaining, but that's also what you guys criticize all the time, the casual fans, right? So, I mean, you're never going to see Crawford.
What was Thurman Porter? I saw two skilled guys trying to kill each other in there with skill.
But they try to kill each other, but that fight would never be over in one round. It would never, ever happen where those guys knock each other out in 48 seconds. In the UFC, it happens all the time.
Yeah, because Ronda Rousey is a fucking bum. Like, bro, it doesn't happen all the time. It happens sometimes in boxing. You cannot say it doesn't happen at the heavier weight classes.
She's a bum.
Okay. Two people at the top level doing that. And it happens in UFC and the men's too, right? It happens. Like, look at that Irish guy knocked out the Brazilian guy. However, that's not really what I was going to say. All I'm saying is, there's just a huge difference in the two sports, man. I think the thing that boxing has to do is it has to concentrate on marketing their fighters better. Like, there's a lot of great stories that we have too for these boxers. We just got to find a way to get these guys on Ellen and get them on talk shows and, like, you know, do what Manny Pacquiao was doing when he was going on late night shows too, right? It's something that has to be done. That's up to the promoters. Like,
there has to be the perfect storm, Jose. There has to be the perfect storm. What's
these guys make so much money. Like, these boxers make so much money. They should invest in PR and stuff. Like, there should be boxers that are calling nets day in and day out.
You're preaching to the choir. I agree 100% with that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what they should be doing. If you're making millions and millions of dollars, guys like, you know, like Porter and Thurman, they should be kissing your guys' ass and asking you guys to be on every single day if possible. The more people hear them, the more people see them, the more people are going to buy their pay-per-views. It's just a shitty job, right? Like, in boxing, every man's out for themselves, right? So, I don't know. That's just my take on it. One thing that you did forget to mention, Ness, is, you know, 2016 was a bad year. A lot of actors died, but there's also a lot of TBV alumni that left and passed along too, man. You should have a little, you know, memorial of Ringside Robbie, you know, Habib, and all the other guys, man. You know, so rest in peace, boys, wherever they're at. They're probably still listening. That's it, boys. I'm out. Peace.
It's just one of them days. Don't take it personal.
This is only the strong survive type of world, so only the strong survive. We need tough-skinned people around here, you know what I'm saying? That being said, there's some crazies already, because obviously Manny Pacquiao was big news, and there's crazies already saying that Crawford should take this fight for free. So I guess those are the same crazies that wanted Danny to take it for less than 4. Let's keep going out down these phone lines. We got
well, that's a different situation, because I think Danny would get that ass whooped.
That's fine. Danny might get that ass whooped, but Danny was more of a brand.
So I'm saying Crawford has less risk because I think he's a much better fighter.
Okay, but we're talking dollars, brother, not skill. 773, you're live on TBV. Who's this? Where you calling from? 773, you're live.
Hello. Hey, can you guys hear me?
We hear you now. Who's this?
Hey, this is Ricky, man. What's going on, fellas?
Ricky, what's going on, brother? Where you calling in from?
Austin.
Austin.
Away Chi Town, remember that?
Oh, okay. What's going on, Ricky? So talk to us, man. Crawford, $20 million is what Pacquiao wants to get in the ring with him.
Hey, man. To me, the money, let them handle it. I think it's a good fight. You know, where's it going to be at, though? Is it going to be at 140 or is it going to be at 147? You know, I'm all about unification, unifying the division. It's a legacy stamp if Crawford can win. I think Pacquiao giving him an opportunity, that's good. And it makes for a good fight. Pacquiao, he's already done what he's had to do. It's pretty much him giving an opportunity to a young guy such as Crawford, who we know his talent and we know his skill level. So is Crawford going to stay at 147? If it's at 147, if he wins, is he going to, you know, try and unify the belts? Going to hang out there? Is he going to go back to 140? You know, if Pacquiao wins, what's he going to do? Is he going to try to, you know, unify with other champions? Because to me, in a perfect boxing world, he should be in discussions with Brooke right now, trying to unify, and then we get the winner of Thurman and Garcia, and let's just clean this mess up. You know, that's my opinion. In terms of the 20 million, you know, it's Pacquiao. He's going to generate the majority of the audience. You know, I'm not going to, you know, speculate as to percentages and numbers and stats in terms of how many people are going to watch, you know, how many people are going to pay in pay-per-view buys, because we really don't know. But he's the household name. He's the guy that's going to get, I don't even know how much a percentage you can put on it in terms of viewership, you know, revenue. Okay, I would have to guess and say he's going to be at least, what, 90%, you know? So I'm not going to argue over who should get what. I think it's a good fight, though. I think it's a damn good fight. This is the type of competition Pacquiao, a guy of his level, granted he's up in age, it's the type of fight that we need to see, you know? I'm not going to go to a whole back and forth between Floyd and Pacquiao, but I mean, a guy like Berto, no, this is the type of, he's going to go out. I would like to see him fight a guy like Crawford, give him that opportunity. So, I mean, I like the fight.
Well, all right, brother. Thanks for calling in, Ricky. We're gonna get to some other callers here. But I don't know how did everything get twisted, and now people think that we're discussing whether or not he should get it. We don't really care if Pacquiao gets 20. We're just reporting that that's how much he wants to fight Crawford, and whether or not it's something that can be done. MD, you're usually good with the numbers. How many pay-per-views would actually have to be sold in order to generate that purse?
Well, it's hard to put the numbers together in my head, but let's just say a $30 million purse. That includes the undercard fighter. Pay-per-views alone, because 50% of it gets cut to the cable company, right? So it would have to generate $60 million in pay-per-view sales, which would be about $800,000. That's $70 a pop.
So how many?
50% of all pay-per-view revenue goes to the cable providers.
That's what I just said. So I doubled the number, and I estimated in pay-per-view buys, and I got about 800,000.
So he's got to sell 800,000.
Yeah,
but that doesn't include international fees, gate, etc. So that's just pay-per-view. I don't know those other numbers.
Sponsorships, all that shit that got there, and everybody giving out.
It's possible if it does
like 700.
No, 500 or more. I think it's feasible. 500 or more.
But sure, it's like an Asian like TV company like paying to like view the fight.
I don't know those numbers, but
I'm sure they're gonna sell rights to everybody. Box Nation will get some. Everybody will get a piece, man. Listen, they know how to get their money. Let's jump back out to the phone lines. We got 347, I believe, New York City. 347, talk to me. Where you calling in from? Who's this?
What's up, man? It's Carmelo from Brooklyn.
Carmelo, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Working hard in the new year, man. I hope you've been getting all the notifications.
Yeah, bro, for sure, man. Well, about this fight with the 20 million, I think they can give Pacquiao that fight. This is a real big, this is a risky one for him, man, because Crawford ain't no joke, man. I think he's the next big thing. As far as pound for pound, for me personally, I think he's the next big thing. But it's a 50-50 fight because Pacquiao's experience is, because Terence never fought a guy like Pac. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Who was the last guy he fought? Molina, fat-ass Molina, who didn't even come and wait. And he fought Hank Lundy. He's always been a bigger guy in every single fight. So if he fights at 147, I don't think he beats Pac-Man. And I think he should definitely get he should take the fight if they give him 3, because he never made more than 1.5. So,
is Jessie Vargas that much better than Viktor Postol?
Viktor Postol was the only good fight he had.
I know, but like,
Viktor Postol, I don't think Jessie Vargas is good at all. I mean, personally,
I know.
I don't like Jessie Vargas.
I agree. I think Viktor Postol's a better fighter. I think Viktor Postol has better wins and it shows more skill. I never was big on Jessie Vargas.
Yeah.
So the way Crawford beat Postol, you cannot say that he's not incredibly talented and skilled. Because Postol's a good fighter. Maybe not great, but good fighter.
Yeah. I think Postol is very good at 140. But we're going to see. Crawford's in jail right now, so we don't know how the 3 months going to make him feel. You know what I mean? How his weight is going to be. But I think this fight is at 147. I don't think it's at 140 at all. I think this fight is at 147. Or at a catch weight.
And that would benefit both guys, I think, because both guys naturally wouldn't have to cut that much weight, and they're about the same size. So
you got to remember, Pacquiao's trained by Roach. So if there's going to be some weight, it's going to be Crawford is going to have to.
But what would it be? No, but then what would Crawford give up? I always say that weight training a fighter is substantially worse than a fighter moving up a few pounds. So what's the most? Crawford has to move up a few pounds?
But it's Manny Pacquiao. He fought Chris Algieri at 144.
At 144.
So that would help Crawford.
At 144.
It wouldn't help anyone. It's Pacquiao. Pacquiao is a natural 140 pounder.
It would help Crawford. He's a big 140 pounder. He wouldn't have to cut those 3 pounds.
Hey, Matt, check the weight that he fought Prescott at. I think that was at 47, too. He moved up for that one.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally like it doesn't matter what. This is not a fighter that Manny Pacquiao could weight train or bring up that's way smaller. Like, they're about the same size. So, I don't know. I think Crawford's even bigger.
All right, listen, let me get out to some other callers. Carmelo, thank you for calling in. We're going to 917. Going to stay in New York City. Talk to us, 917. Who's this? 917. 917. Going once. Going twice.
Manhattan Virgin, right?
Hey, really quickly. Is it interesting that Manny Pacquiao has fought so many guys coming up from 140? Like Chris Algieri's first fight at 147, in a sense, or against a 147 pounder was Pacquiao. Timothy Bradley's first fight at welterweight was against Manny Pacquiao. Jessie Vargas's third fight at the weight class was against Manny Pacquiao, but his first fight was against Timothy Bradley. You know, there's a trend of Manny Pacquiao fighting light welterweight guys.
What did Floyd Mayweather
do the same thing? I'm just saying, like it like there's a trend, right? Like I'm just noting that trend. I'm not saying it's a better trend.
It's the trend. It's not Pacquiao's trend. It's the trend. What has Canelo done?
Yeah. Let's get out to these callers.
And what has Golovkin done one time, and everybody puts him on that same fucking level?
Not one time.
Rosado, come on,
Rosado, man.
Rosado, who currently fights at what weight class?
154.
But it was still his first fight at 60. Get out.
Really? He fights at 154. What is William Monroe then?
No, he fights at 160 now.
Exactly.
Yeah, after that fight, though.
He moved up. Yeah, he moved up. Fighters move up.
See, this is what those callers say when they say that you don't see.
Yeah, but I speak facts, so they're hard to argue.
But it's not facts.
Well, we just argued it.
You're not. Oh, whatever, man.
You know what arguing looks like, Paulie.
He's delusional. It's so weird to see that. 832, you're up.
Hey, can you hear me?
Now we do.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is my first time calling. I've been a big fan of your show for about a year now.
Oh, that's awesome. So let me give you this
And I
first time
also hit
caller
that like
intro,
button.
brother. Because I know since you've been listening for a year, you have to know all the traditions around here. So we want you to introduce yourself properly. You know the tradition. Let me give you this introduction and you come out swinging.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut,
Jay Boogie from Houston, H-Town.
Jay Boogie, talk to us, brother.
Appreciate this. Brother, I want to ask you a question, and I want all y'all opinion. I really feel like Crawford is a dangerous fight, but I really feel like Pacquiao is a real dangerous fight for him. I mean, when I look at everything what Pacquiao did, hey, at the end of the day, everybody he stepped up and fight, other than Mayweather, that man won. I'm not even a Pacquiao fan. Crawford is a good fight. 20 mil.
Marquez.
I think pay-per-view was hurting for the spars of Floyd Mayweather because this is actually a good fight on paper. I don't see it be a problem for both fighters.
Have you seen the 5 Marquez fights?
I don't know why people don't buy into these good fights. I don't know why they don't do it. I don't see nothing wrong with this fight. Me personally, I feel like Crawford should be able to get at least about 6 mil from his skill and talent level. And but the way the boxing world is today, it seems like people don't. I don't know. It's something
he should make three times more than Kovalev made against Ward. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? And
What?
It's ridiculous. This is at the end of the.
Kovalev did more in his career than Crawford's done before they fought Pacquiao. So I just said that he deserves 3. Put that in context. He deserves 3 times more than Kovalev made against Ward.
No, but at the same time,
that's what at least $6 million is.
Right. But on paper, this is a good fight. That's all I'm saying. It's a good fight. You have great points, but I feel like boxing today getting hurt for the simple fact of I wish one person could take over like UFC and put the best against the best because I feel like all these fighters should get paid, but due to the money, a lot of these best fighters not fighting each other. Just like Danny Garcia, he's a great fighter. He's a great talent. I don't know why people shit on the man. Hey, that man earned my respect because everybody I thought he was gonna lose to, he won. And I take my hats off to him. But
the type of fighters that man fought and what he went through, people still shit on Danny Garcia. And I don't know why. He done fought some good names.
Hey, Houston, what's your name again?
Jarvis.
Jarvis, can you spell that?
Jarvis.
Oh, got it. All right.
Yo, Jarvis, do you think that Manny Pacquiao had a hard time against a counterpuncher Marquez?
Yes.
MD's been pushing that Marquez since you.
Yeah, because it's like he said that he's never lost anybody besides Floyd. He got stepped up. But it's not even just the knockout. He had trouble in all of the Marquez's fights.
Do you think
Marquez is a great fighter, though? I'm not diminishing that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. But Crawford, only person he really stepped up was Gamboa.
Not even Viktor
And that was a
Postol.
good fight, right? Well, Viktor Postol, but that was his first big fight though. Gamboa though, right?
Yeah, he was young. He got hit a little bit.
Pacquiao, if Pacquiao, yeah. So can you imagine if Pacquiao caught Terence Crawford with them kind of shots?
He wouldn't.
Because Pacquiao faster than Gamboa.
I think he'd be smarter than that.
How many years ago?
Yeah, how many years ago? And also,
Terence Crawford's obviously better now.
And the point I'm trying to make about the counterpuncher is I think that Terence Crawford at this point of his career is a much better counterpuncher than Marquez, and which is what Pacquiao has issues with.
Oh, yeah.
Because he counters and sets up traps excellent.
Every fight, he constantly improving.
Yeah, and he's bigger.
He improved every fight. You say what?
And he's bigger than Marquez ever was. I mean, maybe he's not better in the sense that Marquez is a Hall of Famer, but he's moving up fighting a real 147 pounder. So.
Jarvis, I want to thank you for calling in. We're going to mark you down. So definitely when you call in, you're going to be treated like family. We got to get to some other callers. Listen, it's come to that time, ladies and gentlemen. This is a spontaneous, immediate reaction show, not a normal flagship show. We're going to have to turn on that drive-by clock because, we're going on about an hour and a half now, MD. I know you got things to do. Good Matt probably is on a different time zone, obviously, so it's easier for him. But, we got to do things here. It's already 10:30 at night on Eastern time. We're going to go to 301 and make it snappy, Pappy.
90 seconds.
You're live. Who's this?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Who's this?
Mike from VA. All I wanted to say was xboxforsuckers.com. And I think Pacquiao should win. Big fight.
Oh,
Hello?
yeah. So why should Pacquiao win?
60 seconds.
I think he's better than the other dude that he's trying to play. But I don't think they should play for that much money, though. These guys already have a lot of money, man. Why don't they donate to charities and stuff?
Oh man,
No. Pacquiao does donate a lot of money to charity. I'm not trolling here. He does. He gives a lot of his money away to the Philippines, to the poor people out there.
And then he kills them.
No, I don't think he does the killing himself. To be fair,
the president does that though.
You know that all sports are rigged.
All right, let me get out to Alex Lemon. Talk to us, Alex.
he's taking the drugs off the streets. What's there over here? What's going on, man?
Rep my state 2017, man. What's going on?
10 seconds.
Fight, man. I can't wait for it. And it could happen too. It's a possible fight with it being in-house money and everything. I'm hoping Bob actually does it himself and do the whole thing independent. If they weren't down for the Vargas fight, don't let them be down for this fight. That way he can keep all the revenue himself.
I hear you.
Is this a 20-pack fight or 6-pack fight?
20-pack.
They're gonna have Ramirez on the undercard. They're gonna have Ramirez on the undercard. It's a 20-pack.
Hey, they bring it to Vegas like that. They can get that crowd up like that too. That's another 13,000 right there. And all they have to sell is what, 500,000, and they could pay them the 20 million guaranteed with no upsides, and then they could pay Crawford 7.
I'm speculating on the 500,000, but it does make sense. It does make sense that that's about, because remember when Floyd Mayweather was getting a guaranteed what, $80 million?
No, he wasn't getting guaranteed 80.
$40 million. I'm sorry. $36 million. Yeah, so about double that. And Floyd Mayweather wasn't always breaking like much more than $1 million, right? Obviously against the Canelo but then again, we got rumored that he was losing money against a Maidana fight, but whatever.
I'll put it this way: Showtime lost money on the Floyd Mayweather fight with Berto.
Well, obviously
with Berto, yeah, but everything else he was doing about 900,000. Alex, wrap it up. We on drive by. I know your Patreon. That's why I gave you more than the minute.
Okay, cool. I was just going to say, Floyd's on another level. We can't even compare him when we talk about pay-per-views. And then I was just going to say, if Pacquiao could do 300 with Vargas, 500 is very reachable with Crawford. All right, man. Check you guys out.
All right, Alex. Thanks for calling in. 313, you're live on TBV. Who's this? Where you calling from?
And it was not attached to a network either. Independent.
This is Alonzo from the DMV. Yeah, I just want to say this is a good fight they got coming for 2017 after being a kind of lackluster 2016. But I think this really could be a 60-40 fight for Pacquiao. Like I said, I like Terence Crawford. He has a lot of good skills. You know, he can box, counter punch. He can pursue. You know what I'm saying? So he has a sound defense, not a A+ defense, but a good B+ defense. You know what I'm saying? He has all around skills to be, like they said, the next guy. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's a good fight just where you pass. And if he does win, it's something. Manny Pacquiao's popularity and his name is kind of like passes on to the next guy. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping, and I'm really hoping that boxing, they kind of, even though the Super 6 tournament, it took so long because it ended up playing out so long and people got hurt and stuff, but I think they kind of need to do more tournaments because I did like that format. It was almost like having like a NFL schedule where you can look to see what fights are available and things like that, you know, just to get more fights. Because, you know, 2016, it hurt boxing because they couldn't really get a lot of things like with the Triple G and Canelo and all that type of stuff. And, you know, so it hurt a lot of the, you know, it hurt not having that rolls out at the end of the year. But, you know, this would be.
All right, brother. Listen, sorry to cut you, but everybody's getting a minute of that round, so you got to go for the knockout. Act like Tyson, baby, because it's drive-by.
Hey, hold on.
And I'd be more, I'd be more willing to accept two top fives fighting, two top 5 fighters in a weight class in the welterweight division fighting at least once a year, because I think that the Super 6 in a welterweight division will never happen. It's just
hold on, MD, really fast, because you were talking about the fact that the Jessie Vargas fight was independent, and that's a big factor that did 300,000 pay-per-view buys.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bradley fight before that, which was HBO pay-per-view, only did 400,000 pay-per-view buys. So did the network really add that much, or is it just because it's Manny Pacquiao? Like, it's regardless of the network.
That was after the Floyd fight, and there's a lot of factors to that as well. But I think that we saw no promotion at all for the Pacquiao Vargas fight. None.
We had 0 for the Pacquiao Bradley fight, though, too. I mean,
yeah, but HBO chooses, I guess, when to budget. And I think like this, Terence Crawford, Jessie Vargas, HBO is pushing Terence Crawford. He's headlining shows.
True. I'm not
disputing that. Is, like I said, they're going to put whatever hundred thousands of dollars it takes to tell his story in a good way. They're going to do it because it is a sexy fight. It is what Canadian Jose likes to say, a sexy fight. Because of the clash of styles and culture.
We have so many. This is obviously a popular show. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. If you're watching this, the future, present, past, hit that thumbs up button. And if you're on a treadmill, drop us a 5-star review on iTunes for using this as your podcast motivation. In the gym, we're going to go to Scorsese on Skype. Talk to me. Scorsese. All right. Well, we got 801. You're up.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Who's this?
This is Gabe from Salt Lake City.
Gabe, talk to us, brother.
So you were saying Pacquiao's last pay-per-view with Vargas did 300 pay-per-views?
That's what Matt, is that the correct number?
Yeah, that is 300,000 pay-per-view buys.
Yeah, I think Crawford's last pay-per-view did what, 75 with Postol.
Well, I think Crawford was 50.
50,000.
So if you add it up, that's 350,000, and I think that's being generous because I think
That's not how it works.
Pay-per-view.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works, man.
Buying. I know, but I'm just saying. I guess
Canelo did what? 400,000 against Alfonso. I mean, Alfredo
Angulo. He did
not
about
Alfredo Angulo.
Angulo.
Yeah, Angulo, right? He did like what, 400,000, and then Mayweather did
350.
350 versus Berto. If you put that together, you have what? And then did 2.2 together.
350 versus Angulo. Canelo did 350,000 pay-per-view buys against Angulo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you take that fight and the Berto fight together, it only equals what, 700,000, 800,000. So, and then together they did 2.2 million. So, yeah, so that's the point.
Well, I'm just saying because you can't right now. I don't think you can compare Pacquiao to Canelo right now.
Well, you can because he does better pay-per-view numbers.
Well, yeah, Vargas is a better opponent than William Smith. I'll give you that.
Is he though?
He's a more well-named.
He was more known in the pay-per-view market, in the U.S. pay-per-view market. Absolutely, I agree with you, caller. Caller, though, we are only giving out 1 minute. You got 2 for being.
I like a fucking cunt, you know what I'm saying?
But thank you for calling in. His name was Gabe from Salt Lake. Is it Salt Lake City? Did he say Salt Lake City?
He did.
Gabe, you said Salt Lake City?
Yes, he did, Ness. You gotta trust me. Not everybody smokes as much Christian.
917, you're up. 917, you're up. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Who's this? Hello? All right, we're moving.
Hello?
214, you're up. 214, going once.
Cut it.
Hello?
Cut it.
Yes, sir. Who's
Cut it.
this?
Good.
This is Fred from Dallas.
Fred from Dallas. Talk to us, brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should probably just take the fight for Pacquiao and Crawford, because that way Crawford can just get the belt. He should go for it at 147 for that belt he has. And then Pacquiao, I mean, the money's reasonable, so because he already paid his dues, I really don't blame him for asking that for that amount. Because if he loses, I mean, he can just retire happily. And then for Crawford, if he wins, then he can just already jump in that division. But that's pretty much it.
You said Texas, right?
Yeah, Dallas.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in, Fred from Dallas, Texas. I love it, man. I love that we're expanding so much. 718, back to New York City. Talk to us. Time zone to time zone. We jumping around. 718. 415. You're up.
Hey, Ness, get the shooters ready and empty the clip, please.
No problem, Larry. Which one you want? We got the Magnums. We got AKs. What do you need? You need a 9mm. What do you need?
Heavy artillery. The heavy artillery.
Oh man, I gotta go to the Deadpool closet. Hold on. All right, we got an AK-47, a short double burst though. You know, I got some ARs. I got things cocking already. You let me know. I'm gonna let somebody have it. I hope it ain't for me. Who you shooting though?
Empty the clip and I'll let you know afterwards. Ready? Go.
Oh shit. All right, there you go. That was a lot of gun.
He's on some Kevin Garnett shit. Ness doesn't know what that means.
A lot of gunfire there. What's going on?
Now, I hate to do it, but that was from my man, Boxing MD, for saying that Terence Crawford was a better counterpuncher than Juan Manuel Marquez.
Ha!
counterpunch with the
Clarify my statement. I said he is
no way.
I said he's a bigger weight class.
Anyway, didn't call to talk about that, but come on now. Anyway, Pacquiao, 20 million to fight Crawford. I'm gonna break it down like this. Pacquiao does not want that fight. And that's if I'm gonna get that fight, I'm gonna get paid for that fight, but I don't really want that fight number right there. I love Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest fighters of my lifetime, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most exciting fighters. But at this stage of his career, this late in his career, he is an underdog to Terence Crawford. Crawford is younger, he's stronger, he's the bigger fighter, the more savage puncher right now. I believe there would be a good fight, but at the end of the day, Terence Crawford would reign supreme. I'd like to see Manny in there again with Broner or Danny Garcia, not Terence Crawford, not at this stage of his career. He should go out a little nicer than that. Anyway, love y'all. Thanks for all the shows. I'm out.
Wow. We as boxing fans, it's so weird the way that we are. Here is Larry saying that he doesn't want to see Pacquiao take a tough fight on the way out. It's so weird. But listen, I want to remind everyone to hit that thumbs up button and definitely drop us a 5-star review if you're enjoying the podcast. Also, I want to remind everyone that we are having the TBV Appreciation Night. We're scheduled for March 3rd. Head on over to ThaBoxingVoice.com. There's a huge banner for the Appreciation Night. RSVP, we need about 20 more slots. We only got about 5 or 6. So remember, if we don't get those 25, we won't be having this event. No awards will be given out. Not this quarter anyway. We'll have to wait, I guess, for the big Canelo and Gennady, if that ever happens. But yeah, we pretty much got to everybody. I'm going to try Scorsese one more time. Scorsese, what's up?
Yeah, man. I was cooking and eating, bro. Pacquiao Crawford, man. If Pacquiao go to 140, I want to see it because it's for all them belts. I don't want to see Crawford like go up there and have 4 belts. He got like 5 belts right now. Ring, lineal, and three sanction belts. So yeah, Pacquiao should go down there. He keep fighting them 140 pounders like Matt said. Shit, go down there and fight them at their weight. You say you can make the weight. If not, I don't really care to see the fight. Hell, he got Diaz, he got Bartholomew, he got the dude Ndango. He got all them people he can fight up there and reign supreme at the weight. I'm tired of Manny Pacquiao messing people legacies up and shit like that. Chris Algieri could have beat somebody down there. Instead, it's just like, no, go up and fight Pacquiao. No, I don't. Go home, Pacquiao. Please, go kill the drug dealers. Whatever you're doing, just do that shit. That's my call.
All right, Scorsese. But the thing is that the Pacquiao still represents the biggest payday for any caller. For any fighter. So, they're gonna allow Pacquiao to derail.
Not name Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, no, we're talking in his respective division, MD. Come on.
That is very true.
All right. But this has been another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. We came on as soon as we heard the big news. Wanted to get your thoughts, obviously, and share ours alongside. If you're enjoying the content, remember in the future, present, or past, you can still hit that thumbs up button. It is a way to let us know that you're enjoying the content. It also helps with the visibility of the show. Dropping us a 5-star review. We'll read your review on air, so drop us a 5-star review. And if you don't feel we deserve a 5-star, then I guess you could drop whatever the hell you want. But I don't know. Drop that shit on your head. But I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. And you can find my co-host, The Good Doctor, at...
You can find me at BoxingMG1.
And our editor, Matthew Hunter, dubbing in today as co-producer. Where can we find you at?
At Mixed Combat News on Twitter.
Ooh, Mixed Combat. Sounds like you like more than one sport.
I do. And if you guys follow MMA or anything like that and want to get more of a factual information other than like the BS MD says, then come follow me on Twitter. I'm much more of a understanding person than he is.
Ness got my back on that shit.
Yo, MMA.
That shit was pathetic, man.
Anyway, what was pathetic? The Ronda Rousey fight?
Man, that shouldn't be on TV, right? Shouldn't even be on TV, right? Like just from an aesthetic standpoint, like what? I mean, like
she got clipped like literally by the first shot and was never the same. Mm-hmm. And then man Nunez followed All sure.
Tim
That's
Bradley
just
got
great
clipped.
victory.
Tim Bradley got
Jose
clipped.
Aldo.
Tim Bradley got clipped
Hold on.
about a dozen times
MD.
from a
Hold
guy
on,
who's
MD.
6 times as
MD,
hard.
hold
End
on.
of show.
MD, do you think Aldo sucks? Do you think Jose Aldo sucks because he got knocked down 13 seconds by Conor McGregor?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Nope.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're out. You guys are nuts.